Alrighty, we're right at the beginning of the seventh round, and as you can see, Walker just went with the first pick in the seventh round, which we were kind of hoping he'd slide to us here, but we've got a couple other guys that we can take. We've got 6 quarterbacks that have gone, not too bad. And if you notice here, Sterling Shepard went in the bottom of the sixth, and his ADP was a lot lower than that, so somebody obviously feels pretty interested in him. Roethlisberger just went. Abdullah just went. Let's mark him off our list. And so let's go back real quick to our sheet here. We've gotten Elliott, Alshon Jeffrey, Edelman, Macklin. We got Duke, Johnson. We got Marvin Jones. So now we're looking at a tight end, and Walker went. So there's Ertz, Eifert, and Fleener also is gone. So Ertz and Eifert is who we're hoping will slide to our pick. Now, Eifert had a fantastic year last year. He's got his foot injury, and he may not start the beginning of the season. So there's a bit of risk there. Ertz had a phenomenal last 3 or 4 games of the year. So you got kind of Cincinnati lost a lot of players. Marvin Jones left. Mohamed Sanu left to Atlanta. So you're kind of in a situation where that tight end may be pretty darn important. Jeremy Hill just went. So hopefully one of those 2 guys will be there. We could also take Julius Thomas, although I bet we could take him later. Ajayi just went. He's dropped a little since the signing of Arian Foster. Kind of mucks that situation up a little bit. Okay, the next 3 guys, their teams look pretty balanced as far as positions. One guy has a tight end, so the most tight ends that can go most likely is 2, which would be horrible because those are the 2 guys we want to take. Let's go look at our ADP real quickly at tight end. This is a different ADP. I apologize. I have 2 different ones. They're pretty similar. And if we come down in here, he was supposed to go in the 7th. He went a little early. And we have Eifert and Ertz. And then we have this guy that we're looking at is Thomas. He doesn't go till the 9th round. Lockett just went. So we'll see what happens. And if we lose Eifert and Ertz right now, I'm not so sure if we just skip the tight end and go to the next round, because we're going to loop around that corner. And if you notice on these picks here, Kelsey and Fleener, we're not going to see a tight end go around that loop unless they're crazy, because you can only, well, you can start 2 tight ends, I guess, because of the flex. But I wouldn't expect them to do that. Green Beckham just went. This guy's not going to take a tight end because he's already got Gronkowski, you wouldn't think. So basically, and he didn't, he took Stewart. So we just have to wait till this guy picks, and we're going to either take Eifert or, let's get them queued up here, or Ertz. So let's just sit back and watch. Eifert or Ertz. And I think I'm going to go with Eifert. He's got the better potential, even though he's going to miss some games, possibly. So even though it's a 16-round draft, we may want to consider taking another tight end to fill the first week. Or you could always pick one up as a free agent, the backup tight end. And we'll just see what happens. All right, we're waiting for the guru, which seems like what we do most of this draft. Alrighty, and of course he's missing his pick. And they stopped the clock. Jeez. Todd Gurley. He got Todd Gurley. I'm sure they'll stop the clock. I'm going to stop the clock because they're going to have to go back up and fix that. All right. Carson Palmer went, and if you notice, there's tight ends around the corner. I was kind of wanting Palmer. I was going to take Palmer. We can wait on this tight end because I don't think 2 people are going to go. The question is, who's available at quarterback right now that we'd want to sneak ahead? They both taken quarterbacks too, so we probably can just sit back, take Eifert here, and sit back and decide what quarterback we want as we flip through the next pick. Let's see here. So we got Eifert. Unfortunately, we missed a shot at Carson Palmer. That would have been nice. So we have 2 picks now to think about: Phillip Rivers, Cousins, Eli Manning. Now Rivers ended up 10th last year with a horrible season, and he's performed in the top 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Manning finished 7th or 8th last year with Odell Beckham, and he's got that rookie. So tough choices here. Let's go to the ADP real quick and see. Make sure it's... Oh, crap. It's already our pick already. No, it's not. Never mind. Let's go to the ADP. Just for the heck of it. Just to look at it. Not that it matters, because we could always wait around. You know, Manning's usually going in the 10th, bottom of the 10th. Of course, Carson was supposed to go in the bottom of the 9th, and he ended up going in the 7th. So quarterbacks seem to be going a little faster. Rivers is the bottom of the 10th, if we wanted to wait on him. So I'm not sure what to do, but we don't have to decide for a minute. So we have Rivers, Cousins, or Manning. Let's go back to the list. Excuse me. Maybe we can take... Do we want Rivers or do we want Manning? Do we want Rivers or do we want Manning? And it's now our pick. Let's go back to the chart. So, isn't this horrible? You really got to make your mind up before you start playing. Well, Manning has 2 fantastic receivers. So I guess we'll go Manning. It's kind of ugly. Pardon me. So we're going to take Manning. Now we've got Manning. We got our quarterback. We're going to loop around to the next pick. And if Rivers is there, we may take Rivers too. Let's go to our chart. So we got Eifert here. Let's bold him up. Sterling was gone. We ended up getting Manning. So let's bold him and let's leave the other guys there just for good. And round 10, I think we were saying or quarterback, and we were looking at Tyrod Taylor in the the 10th round. Well, we'll see what happens in the 9th. If Phillip Rivers is still there, we may take him, but we're going to go look at some other positions. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. All right, we're back up here in the beginning of round 9. If you notice in round 8, Brady went after we took Manning, Bortles went, and Rivers went. So, we can't get Rivers, but looks like the quarterbacks are going a little quicker than normal, according to our ADP. So if we loop around, we may want to go and get Cousins or Taylor fairly soon, depending on who's available. Gore was an interesting guy that keeps slipping. Nobody trusts, and he just went. Treadwell for Minnesota just went. So we go back to our list. Excuse me here. We don't really have anybody for this round. It's potentially a quarterback. We're kind of open. On my list right now, we have Cousins. We have Michael Thomas a little early yet for him. We have Ertz, which we probably don't want to take. So a little bit of thinking to do right here. We'll be right back. All right, just a couple picks before our slot. 1, 2, 3, 4 more people. A guy that I hadn't talked about yet as we start getting into these wild card things. We've got Stephon Diggs for Minnesota. We've got Chris Hogan, who played for Buffalo last year, who's now in New England. Oh, and he just went. Or did he? No, he didn't. I apologize. Diggs just went. So we may go with Hogan. If you notice, we'd like to take Cousins or Tyrod Taylor. We can wait on Taylor, and we can take a receiver because teams 11 and 12 took Luck and Newton. They probably don't want to spend any more real estate right now on a quarterback. Oh, DeAndre Washington for Oakland went. So we're starting to get a lot of mix. Back to our list. Our little sleeper is Jordan Howard in the 13th. Something tells me he may be going sooner than that. So I think we probably ought to try and take Hogan, and then maybe take our second quarterback. If not, maybe we fire a little early and take Jordan Howard. Although that'd be early. We could hopefully get him in the bottom of the next round. We could take Henry for Tennessee. That could be quite interesting. He's going to go pretty soon. Let's put him on our little thing. That may be a guy we take now if Hogan doesn't make it. The system is not giving me... alphabetizing is much better. Okay, let's flip back over real quick. Powell just went. So he's going a little early. And now one more player before us. So Chris Hogan we could take, and we could come back around. Maybe we could take Henry. Maybe we could take Henry first and take Hogan in the 10th, and then the bottom of the 11th, maybe Tyrod Taylor is available to take. That would be my guess. As I flip back to this mode, this guy's always running late on his picks. And he took Steve Smith. So let's take Chris Hogan. No, I said Henry. Let's take Henry first and see if Hogan. So Derrick Henry for Tennessee, we're going to take right here. That gives us just our third running back. We don't have a lot of running backs. We got two very good running backs. So we took Henry, who's going to be backing up DeMarco Murray. They're going to try and run there. They're going to be a bad team, so they may end up throwing a lot too. But this guy's got a lot of talent, Mr. Henry, and you never know. Maybe he plays the second half of the season more than Murray. And that's where we are in the 9th round, making decisions like that. All right, we got 4 more picks before us. Funchess just went. Loop around Mr. Turner. Okay, so we're kind of varying of what I said. Well, of course we had blanks here, so I'm not varying. So here we got, was that round 9? So we got Henry, who's a running back. And we were going to pick Tyrod Taylor here in the 10th. I think we ought to take Chris, and we ought to hope Tyrod Taylor lasts around. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Let's go and quickly look at the ADP for quarterbacks. See, Tyrod Taylor's not going till the beginning of the 13th. If we skip, sorry about that, guys. If we skip here, we get him in the bottom of the 11th. He may still go, although you've noticed that quarterbacks are going a little fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost everybody has a starting quarterback, so you may start to see people wait a few. So I think we can wait on Tyrod Taylor, and take Chris Hogan. Yeldon just went. Take him, and then we'll see if we can get Howard thereafter. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers and 3 running backs, a tight end, and a quarterback. Let's go to this mode. It's a little faster. Okay. Torrey Smith just went for the Sharks. So let's take Mr. Hogan and see if our theory lasts, or our theory works. Hogan's a complete wild card. He matches what New England likes to do. Ertz finally went. Wow, we could have gotten Ertz that late. With Tom Brady gone, I'm not really sure. We're not really sure what Hogan's going to do anyway, but it's New England, and they like to throw to receivers, the short passes, etc. All right, we'll meet back in a couple minutes. All right, we're now in the 11th round, and as you can see, Carr went after us. Ryan Tannehill was double up quarterback. Cousins went, which I figured, but unfortunate. He doubled up on quarterbacks. We had Stafford that went, so we got a lot of double ups. So if we want Tyrod Taylor, we're probably going to have to take him here this next pick. Let's go and see what's going on. Kendall Wright went. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 more before our pick. Let's see. I don't really have anything written down here, but let's see what we've got here. I've got this Michael Thomas ranked, and I forget where his ADP is. He's pretty soon. Ferguson, I think we can get next round. I'm hoping. He's a long shot anyway. And we have Tyrod Taylor. So, and Coates just went. He's another guy that's a really good pick. As a matter of fact, I should have had him on my list right then. He would have probably been smarter than Hogan, actually. So, yeah, I've got Hogan rated a little higher than, but Ferguson's definitely a good pick. All right, 3 more spots. I think we ought to take Tyrod Taylor and then see who comes back to us in the 12th round and make a decision at that point. I think we were talking about taking Howard. That was the next round. We may want to take Ferguson early. There's another guy, a wide receiver called Sharp for Tennessee. We could probably get him in the 14th. He's playing well. They're hyping him up. Smallwood went. It's our pick. Vincent Jackson went and Ebron went. So I think we should take Tyrod Taylor, get our second quarterback. I didn't check the bye week. Let's hope it works for us. Off we go. We got Tyrod Taylor. Let's get rid of Ebron on this list. Now we have our 2 quarterbacks, and they do have different bye weeks. Hooray. We don't have to worry about quarterback anymore. I don't think we want to take a second tight end, even though we got Eifert. If this team wasn't a mock, we could probably get the backup in free agency once we see the preseason and see if anybody that we want our team we can cut and get rid of. So basically right now we're sitting at Ferguson or Michael Thomas. I think we had, Michael Thomas just went. Well, that solves that problem. So maybe we should have taken Thomas instead of Tyrod Taylor if we really wanted him that bad. Lesson learned. And let me see if I can't even find him on my list. Well, Hardy for Atlanta, but we can probably get him later. We could take Aguilar for if we didn't want to take Ferguson. We don't have to take Ferguson right now. Okay, sorry guys, I keep flipping through this. Let's look at the wide receivers here. Perhaps Aguilar isn't a bad pick right here. Oh, somebody just took Aguilar. All right, sometimes it happens that way. You know, Benjamin for San Diego is not a bad pick right here. And it is our pick. So let's go find Benjamin for San Diego. Let's see if we can actually do this real quickly here. Travis Benjamin. He's not in our list. Oh, that's probably... See if I can spell him right. All right, so I'm doing something you should never do. I've got 31 seconds to go and I can't find my player. So he probably already went. Somebody probably already took him. So again, not the smartest move right now. Let's look down here real fast. We got 14 seconds. Well, let's take Ferguson. A little early. But we're stuck. We lost Thomas, we lost Aguilar, and I couldn't find Benjamin in the list. And let me search for him right now. Yeah, he went in the 7th round. Yeah, I guess he would have been a value pick in the 13th round. So we're going to sit back and wait till this loops around to us. Be right back. lost Howard. We got Ferguson. Okay, we've only got 2 more selections. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers. We've got 1 tight end, 2 quarterbacks. We have 1, 2, 4 running backs. You know, it's Nick's knock. We probably should go receiver, running back, depending on who's available. Okay, we are back in the bottom of the middle of the 13th, and I did make a mistake. Remember, I wanted Jordan Howard. We were looking for him in the 13th round. He went in the 12th, and when we took Ferguson, we probably, if I'd had half a brain there, we'd have just pulled up Jordan on our list, moved up 1 round, because we probably could have gotten Ferguson in this round. Maybe not, but that was a mistake, and that's when you're a little flustered, you're not prepared, and boom. And speaking of not prepared, we got to figure out what we're going to do in this round. We've got 2 more players other than a kicker and a defense. I think Dotson's not a bad pick, wide receiver. I think we probably ought to go running back, receiver. Rashad's not a bad pick either. Let's go find Dotson. He's probably taken. Here he is. Rookie wide receiver for Washington Redskins. Okay, Cameron went. Winston went. I can't even find camera on this. I don't even want to waste my time. Okay. 2 more picks before us. So Dotson is a pretty good. We've got 5 receivers and we have 4 running backs. So if we take 1 more running back and 1 more receiver and then a tight end and a kicker, we'll be pretty good. Hardy for Atlanta is another idea. He may actually be a better idea, but and also we have Wallace for Baltimore. Let me just throw him in our little list here. Just in case somebody leaves us. All right, 1 more before us. Of course, he's always taking his whole time. The Emperor has no clothes. Ha ha. So Wallace is probably, I don't know if Wallace is the smarter pick. I have Dotson rated higher. Josh Doctson. So I'm going to take him. Let's click the button. All right, so Sproles went, who I just kind of ignore for some reason. He's a quality player, but I just never seem to get him on my roster. Now we probably ought to look at a running back. Blount's probably still available. Perkins is a rookie for the Giants. You never know. Let's go look at him. You know, here's a time where sometimes you just Buck Allen is still available. That's hilarious. Let's see if Perkins is available. He's still available. Josh Gordon finally went. I just don't, you know, even if he gets on another team, it's going to take, what a great talent, but I'm not going to go fishing for him. I'll let somebody else fish that one out. All right, 3 more picks. And I really do think we ought to take a running back, although, you know, Wallace is pretty good. Jarvis Allen may end up starting, for God's sake. Perkins, both those Baltimore and the Giants have a very crowded backfield. Safarian-Jenkins, lots of talent, got a little bit of a head problem. Hey, we got our first defense. Seattle defense goes. And we'll see what this guy does. So, okay, McKinnon goes, which is not a bad pick too, but his ceiling is high unless Adrian Peterson gets hurt. So we've got Wallace, Buck Allen, and Perkins. You know, and I'm going to take the wild card. I'm going to take the rookie running back, Paul Perkins, for the Giants, just to see if I can strike gold here in the, whatever this round is, 14th round. So Perkins is ours. And now we have 6 receivers and 5 running backs. And now we're going to have to draft a defense and a kicker, which we can do kind of with our eyes closed, but we'll see. See you guys in a couple minutes. And as you can see here, as we get into the end of the 14th round, Seattle went with the first pick on defense. Then Carolina, Denver, and the Texans just went. So the top 4 defenses have gone. And there's only 2 more rounds now, so you'll see a ton of defenses go. Obviously, just 12. The top 12, and it's typical of a lot of drafts. Defenses and place kickers go very late. And this is pretty late. 14 out of first defense was in the first pick of the 14th round. So we'll see what happens when we get to ours. There'll be a couple left. Another thing to think about too is a lot of people wait till the last 2 rounds to take the defense and the kicker. And if you noticed here on team 3 and 4, they took their defense in the 14th and kicker or kicker, and then the 15th. So they left 16th for a wild card player. So if you got a guy that you think nobody's going to take, you can take your defense and your kicker 1 round early and get a top team or player, and still leave yourself with that player. I didn't really have a guy I felt like I could get that late. I don't think Paul Perkins, who we took in the 14th, would have been around. So those are some options that you have. All right, 2 more picks before our pick, and the defenses are running off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he'll probably take a defense right here. No, he took a kicker. So let's go to our list of defenses. It's our pick. We've got the Bills, the Jets left. You also probably have a few other ones. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Bills. I kind of like the Bills defense. So we're going to take the Bills. And we're going to go to kicker. We have Santos, Gano, Catanzaro. Bailey's a great kicker. So we'll just sit back, go back to the screen here and see. Both the 2 players in front of us on team 12 and 11 don't have kickers, so they should go. I'm pretty sure they have to take a kicker in this draft. So they may take one of our top players. Sam Bradford, he took his 2nd quarterback finally. Probably didn't plan on using him very much with Cam Newton. So Gano went, and we'll see what the other kicker is, and we'll go back and look at our kickers real quick and decide which one we want. Of course, everything depends on your managers you're playing against. If people start taking defenses in the 10th round, and you've got to decide, if you want to get in there after the first 3 or 4 good ones have gone, do you want to get there? McManus went. So Santos for Kansas City, Catanzaro for Arizona, or Dan Bailey. I'm going to go with Bailey. He's more reliable. So we're going to pick Bailey. And now our team is complete. I hope this was instructional to you. I haven't really picked from the 10th spot yet this year. It's July 20th. So it was a little rough here and there. I made a few mistakes, as I pointed out. Kind of got snookered in round 3, the bottom of round 3. We ended up with Edelman, which is fantastic, and Macklin in the 4th, which actually is pretty darn good.